Hey guys, so finally got around to starting on the project. As you can see, I've got it all. As you can see here, I've got it all set up. I'm trying to get my shadow out of it. It's pretty close to being exactly square. Close enough for me anyways. And all I got to do now is start welding. I'm really kind of not a good welder, so I'm not going to show you any like fancy arc shots or anything like that. You can check out welding tips and tricks or Chucky 2009 if you want to see that type of stuff. But start welding. Alright, I've got tacks. I decided to put these on the end, but all the rest of them went on the top. I don't know if you can even see that really. But now what I'm going to do is, now that it's tacked, I can take the clamps off. And also what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to weld like maybe this back corner and this front corner, and then I'll flip it over and I'll weld these two, and maybe this one, flip it back over. I'm going to stagger the welds on the tops and the bottoms to keep this from bending too much, because even this small tube, put enough heat in it, it'll bend up, and I don't really have to have to fix it. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll be back in just a sec. All right, got the top welded. Ooh, a little warm. And the bottom is welded. For the top, actually these are backwards, I did them the other way, but I used a technique where, let me put a glove on, these are very hot. Alright, for the top, I just used a technique where you'd start a puddle, and then you use like C motions in order to move that puddle along. And then I just usually leave the electrode in there for 2 or 3 seconds, and that fills in the hole that would have been left. For the bottom, I used a slightly different technique. Some of my welds are kind of shitty looking. We'll start here, it's good as any, I guess. I did the same thing. I started in the end, but instead of doing C's, I just came straight across. What that does is it doesn't quite penetrate as well as doing the C's, but it doesn't need strength on the bottom as much. I'm going to weld all 4 sides of the box, so one side a little weaker than the others isn't going to make a difference. And I wanted to have as little weld to grind off. If you look, there's my big one. You can see, although there's a cavity in there I could probably go and fix. It's a pretty thick weld. I don't know if you can even see that. Whereas these ones are all really thin, and although there's some BBs and stuff, they won't be hard to take out. And they're all, I mean, this one right here is the tallest one right here. So now I'm going to just finish welding up all the sides, and we'll move on to the upright and the clamps. Alright, that's all welded up. Got little tiny welds in the end here, a little bit beefier in the edge, in the corners. So now I'm going to move on to the other part. Hey guys, so it's next day, and I didn't get a lot of footage after what you just saw, so I didn't bother including any of it. But I realized I was running out of time, so I whipped through it real quick and didn't really film a whole lot. But assuming I don't knock stuff over, we are basically finished at this point. As you can see, some of this is shiny. I've been cleaning it up with the flap disc. Move those aside for a sec. I've got this piece of aluminum here, just fairly straight, and all I've been doing is running it across. Wherever it gets stuck is where I need to clean. And actually it's fairly good. It's a little bit sticky right in there. But otherwise, everything seems pretty decent. As I was welding this thing up, I realized that I didn't have bolts. I didn't really want to go out and get bolts, but then I remembered that I had some all thread. So what I did was I took and I cut pieces of all thread to be 3 inches long, and I drilled holes. Let's do it this way instead. I drilled holes, and then I plug welded them, and I also put a little weld on the inside there, and hopefully that'll just keep everything nice and square. And the nuts are pretty beefy, and I got these bolts over here that are holding everything together. So now all I got to do is clean the inside of this with the flap disc, and I'm basically done. This middle piece here, I'm not sure if that's its position. That's where it's going to sit. So I've just tack welded it on the 4 corners, and if I need to move it, it's a simple procedure just to grind it and break it. I'm not going to paint it yet, simply because I don't know if it's a final product. We'll see this coming weekend. I'll cut up some trees for you. So I'm going to get back to grinding, and I'll show you the finished product and some testing of it in the next video, assuming it doesn't rain all weekend. And you guys have yourselves a good day.